Okay, so real talk. You were supposed to be asleep like 2 hours ago, but instead you're lying there, eyes open, staring at the ceiling, replaying that one conversation from 3 days ago, analyzing every single word you said, every pause, every facial expression the other person made, trying to figure out if you somehow made things weird. And the even wilder part? The conversation was fine, completely fine. You know it was fine, but your brain absolutely does not care. Welcome to the most exhausting superpower on the planet. Here's the first thing you need to know about overthinkers, and this one is going to hit immediately. You don't overthink because something is wrong with you. You overthink because your brain is genuinely operating at a higher level than most people's. Like, for real. Psychologists at Queen's University found that the average person has around 6,200 thoughts per day, but chronic overthinkers, their brains are running significantly more and at a deeper level of analysis than most people ever reach. Your brain isn't broken, it's just a lot. Like, imagine everyone else is running a normal app, and you're running 17 apps simultaneously in the background at all times, even when your screen looks off, even when you look completely calm on the outside. Inside, full chaos, always. But here's where it gets actually interesting. Overthinking isn't random. It's not just your brain being dramatic for no reason. Research shows that chronic overthinkers have a hyperactive default mode network. That's the part of your brain that activates when you're not focused on anything specific. In most people, it just kind of idles quietly. In overthinkers, it never idles, ever. It replays past conversations, looking for things you missed. It simulates future scenarios, looking for things that could go wrong. It analyzes other people's behavior, trying to find the hidden meaning behind things that probably had no hidden meaning at all. Your brain is basically a security system that never turns off. It's always scanning, always monitoring, always looking for the threat that most of the time isn't actually there. And the exhausting part isn't the thinking itself. It's that you can't turn it off even when you desperately want to. Okay, pause for a second. Think about the last time you sent a text and then immediately reread it like 6 times, wondering if it came across wrong. Or the last time you said something in a group setting and spent the next hour analyzing whether people thought it was weird. Or the last time you made a completely normal decision and then second-guessed it for 3 days straight. Yeah, that's not anxiety, that's not insecurity, that's your brain doing what it was literally built to do, just doing it in situations that don't actually require that level of analysis. Your brain is using a sledgehammer where a regular hammer would have been totally fine. Now, here's the part that nobody really talks about, and this one hits genuinely different. Overthinkers don't just overthink other people, they overthink themselves constantly, relentlessly, in a way that is honestly kind of brutal. You replay things you said years ago and cringe. You analyze your own motivations, like, why did I actually do that? Was I selfish? Was I being too much? For situations that other people forgot about immediately. You feel guilty for things that weren't even your fault. You apologize for things that didn't need an apology. And here's the wild part. Research actually shows that people who overthink themselves tend to have significantly higher levels of empathy than average, like measurably higher, because you're not just thinking about yourself, you're constantly thinking about how your actions affect other people, how your words land, how your presence makes someone else feel. That's not a flaw, that's one of the most genuinely human things about you. It just comes at a really high personal cost. Here's something that's going to make you feel genuinely seen. Studies show that overthinkers are significantly better at detecting lies, reading emotional subtext, and picking up on subtle social cues than non-overthinkers. That gut feeling you get about people, that sense that something is off even though nothing obvious happened, that's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition running at an elite level. You notice things other people completely miss. You pick up on the shift in someone's energy before they've said a single word. You can feel when a room changes. You know when something is wrong before anyone admits it. Most people go through life completely missing these signals. You catch all of them. All the time, all the time. But okay, real talk. Here's the actual hard part. All of that awareness comes with a price tag that honestly isn't fair, because overthinkers are also significantly more likely to struggle with decision fatigue. The same brain that catches every signal, runs every simulation, and analyzes every outcome also has a really hard time just picking something and committing to it. Not because you're indecisive, but because you can see every possible outcome so clearly that committing to one feels genuinely risky. What if you're wrong? What if there was a better option? What if you didn't think it through enough? And so you wait and think more and wait some more, while other people, who honestly thought about it way less than you did, already made the decision and moved forward. That's not them being smarter. That's them being less aware of the risk. You're not slow, you're thorough. The problem is that life doesn't always wait for thorough. So what do you actually do with all of this? Here's the thing that genuinely works for overthinkers, and it's not what you'd expect. You don't fight the overthinking. You can't. Your brain is not going to suddenly become a simple, quiet machine just because you told it to calm down. That has never worked, and it never will. What actually works is giving your brain a better problem to solve. Overthinkers don't need less to think about. They need something worth thinking about. A real challenge, a creative project, a problem that actually deserves that level of analysis. When your brain has a genuine problem to dig into, it stops eating itself alive. The overthinking doesn't disappear, it redirects. And suddenly, that brain that was keeping you up at night replaying awkward conversations is the same brain that finds solutions nobody else even thought to look for. Same brain, finally in the right environment. Here's the truth that ties all of this together. You are not too much. You have never been too much. You are someone whose brain was built to go deeper than most people are comfortable going, to feel more, to notice more, to question more. Yes, it's exhausting. Yes, it keeps you up at night. Yes, it makes simple decisions feel complicated and simple conversations feel like they need to be analyzed for hidden meaning. But it also makes you one of the most perceptive, empathetic, and deeply aware people in any room you walk into. The world needs people who think deeply, who notice what others miss, who care enough to question themselves. It just also needs you to give yourself a break sometimes. You've been thinking hard enough for long enough. You're allowed to just breathe.